What's up, world? It's your favorite cousin, Rich. And today I want to talk about why do we shame single mothers? You know, personally, this is not going to be some kind of pandering or anything of that sort. This is just my honest and true thoughts and opinions about this. And a lot of the reason why I think people, especially men, shame single mothers is not necessarily for them to do better or pick better or make better decisions. I think it's because they were rejected. And like I said, this video is not for me pandering, pandering for views or no. Because I have my own thoughts and how I feel about the situation. But as the content creators or people who attack single mothers or shame single mothers, is it because you want them to do better? Or is it because you were rejected by these single mothers before they were mothers, when they were, younger, and they rejected you, and then they chose somebody else who you seem or deemed unfit, and they got pregnant by that person, and now they're looking for you to carry the load? You weren't desirable in their eyes, and now you feel like you've gotten your place in society. You get to talk about or bring down someone who you feel has done the same to you, but in the past. Like I said, this video is not for me pandering, because I feel a lot of women, and I'm not going to say a lot of women, but I feel like women who made the wrong decision about who they slept with and had a child by, it is a lesson for you to learn. There is a lesson for you to learn, But to shame someone for a mistake, to use it as low-hanging fruit all the time, I feel like we have to get past that. I feel like we have to move forward past that. Also, I feel single mothers who made the mistake of who they slept with and got it pregnant by, the people that they knew were no good, but it felt good. You need to let people know, especially younger women, girls, whoever, it's your duty and your job to let them know that sometimes, majority of the time, what feels good is not what's good, especially not what's good for you. Eating cake feels good, but is diabetes good for you? Sometimes you got to eat a salad. Sometimes you got to do what you need to do. Sometimes you got to be with the people that you need to be with, not what you want to be with. Especially if you haven't been raised properly, had a proper mindset, the proper, thoughts about who you should pick when you're engaging in these things. Some people think it's only for a night or a couple hours or a couple minutes, whatever the case may be, however you get down. But they don't think about the consequences and repercussions if something happens. We forget and we neglect the consequences and repercussions because we want what feels good at that point in time. And I honestly feel this is why certain cultures have arranged marriages, because they understand at that time when you hot and young, you don't think clearly. You're not making proper decisions. And by you not making proper decisions, this could be the downfall of the whole tribe. As we see now, this is the downfall of our own tribe right here. Because of how we made mistakes. Because how we mate. We don't mate properly, especially us. We don't mate properly. We mate by what feels good. We mate by what looks good, not what is good. See, we get caught up in the illusions. And when you get caught up in the illusion, now life hits. And when life hits now, that's when we are single parents. Because we got caught in the illusion. And now I see some single parents trying to justify, or single moms trying to justify, doing it on their own. Don't nobody want to do that on their own. Stop lying. Stop lying to the people. Those are the ones that I don't protect. Those are the ones that I don't care for. Those are the ones that I feel like, okay, it's on you now. Who try to glorify that life. But deep down inside, nobody wants to do that alone. Deep down inside, you don't want to do that alone. It's just, this is how you're living with the consequences of your actions. So you try to justify it by you not feeling, by you not embracing, or you not feeling the total heat and the weight of your mistakes and your actions. And by you not holding on to those consequences, you just shove it off by, this is how I want to live. But deep down inside, you know that ain't how you want to live. So it's your duty, if you know this, to spread the word. What you think feels good is not always what's good. Especially for things that's going to last a lifetime. Even if you don't get pregnant, diseases, soul ties, emotions, energy transference, all this stuff takes place when you with the all these things can be negative if you with the wrong person. So for people who shame single mothers, are you shaming them because they didn't choose you? Or are you shaming them because you want them to make proper decisions in the future? For people who are saying they don't date single mothers, that's understandable. But what vein are you coming from? Are you coming from because you don't want to take care of somebody's responsibility? Are you doing that because you want them to live in hell because they didn't pick you? Or are you doing it because you want to start fresh? If you want to start fresh, that's understandable. Because I believe there's women out here who don't want to necessarily be with the man who has kids. Why? Now she has to deal with the baby mama, deal with this, deal with that. No, that's understandable. But I feel sometimes it's a lot of single parents who might have made a mistake and now they want to do right. They want to build. Should we shame them as well? Personally, I feel love is love. If you love somebody and they're willing to be with you and grow with you, that child that they have could be a blessing. You have to have proper discernment. For ladies who have kids and want to go back out there or build with somebody, number one, you got to keep it honest and real with yourself. Are you in a place emotionally? Have you healed? Have you gotten rid or have you healed those wounds that you have in order to start fresh with someone? Even though you may come with a kid, are you open emotionally available? Are you emotionally available to build with somebody? Fresh start, even though you may have a kid. Is your kid being allowed to be with this person? Not in that type of sense, but is your kid to the point where they are able to allow another influence to raise them as well? Or are you the type of person to say, you're not going to XYZ with my kid, you're not going to punish my kid or discipline my kid? To me, if my finances are going to help this kid, then yes. I'm not saying personally me, but that's how I feel. If any set of my resources are going towards this child, yes, the child receives discipline. Just like if I'm over my auntie's house or my uncle's house and they are feeding me for that day or that week or however long I'm over there, whoever's taking care of me, they have the right to discipline me as well if given permission from my parent. But the permission was already given once my parent, it's not necessarily beat or anything like that. They could put you in timeout. They could verbally reprimand you. It's many ways. But to say you're not going to punish my child, but you allow the resources. So, I feel if you shaming people for the mistakes that they made and you're not encouraging them to do better or giving them ways to do better, you in the wrong. Personally, that's how I feel. You just in it for clicks and views. If you make content because you want people to genuinely do better, pick better, not because they didn't pick you and they picked Pookie and Ray Ray, and they got pregnant by Pookie and Ray Ray, and now you want to show her up. So now you got a good job. To me, you a lame. You a square. If you have in your heart, if you see somebody who rejected you and now they have a kid, or whatever the case may be, or they chose somebody else over you, in your heart, if you feel hate towards that person, you a lame. Because if you really are real, you'll feel sadness. You'll feel a sense of compassion almost. Because you know the struggle that this person's about to go through for what they thought felt good. If you're a real one, you're not going to hold it against people. Don't not necessarily mean that you got to date them or take them out, but you'll feel for them. You be like, damn, you led with your feelings. You got pregnant by this buster. Of course he left, and now you got to raise this kid by yourself. And now you are on the undesirable spectrum of what we choose or what we deem or how we view in the sexual marketplace value or how we choose people. Like I said, I might be coming from an empathetic view because I'm an empath, maybe. But that's how I feel. So, the takeaway, let's stop making decisions, lifelong decisions that can directly impact us, that even we may view as being innocent right now, as just sharing our body with somebody. Let's take our feelings out of it and really start leading with this. Because how we feel today is going to greatly impact tomorrow, whether we know it or not. Hope this helps somebody today. This your favorite cousin. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.